Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the Akai MPC, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Rehabilitation wrote in and has a problem exporting stems from the MPC and getting them into Ableton Live, getting like different BPMs and all kinds of other things. So we're going to talk through all of this. I'm just going to make a very quick 2-bar loop here. Then we'll export it as stems and discuss kind of what the issues are and how to work around at least some of the more common ones. So with that, let's just go drop something. Should be fine, right? We'll just land this out. There we go. We just got like a little something going. What we're going to do to simulate having stems here is I'm going to hit the pencil and we're going to explode the tracks. That way we will make sure we have multiple tracks when we go do the export, and I can show you what the import looks like. And I'm doing this as a 2-bar loop because otherwise it's going to take forever to go render out all the stems for like a full track that I've done in the past. So I've tried doing a video on it and I was like, I'm not sitting here for half an hour and then editing a video. So with that, let's go menu. I'm going to go save and we're going to go all tracks. And I'm going to actually put the tail on because this is usually what I find like catches people up. But the reason why the tail's a problem is by default, the Ableton Live will try and use transients to try and figure out what the heck the BPM of something is, and it will then fall back onto like file lengths and stuff. So if you put transients in, and you want this because you might have like a reverb effect or delay effect, or you might maybe have like a sound that just carries over, and you want to be able to work with it. Well, if you put on your audio tail, in this case, I'm just going to put 4 seconds. And this is where I've seen Ableton get hung up a lot because it's just like, I don't know. We'll see if it does it for this project or not. But I'm going to go export. And let's go to SD. We'll go stems. And I'm just going to create this folder. I'm just going to call it test 2. Do it. And when I hit save, it's now going to go through and render out all of the tracks because I exploded it for each track. And whatever pattern I played, we should have that as audio. And I suspect Ableton's going to flip out when I do at least 1 or 2 of these. So I'm going to go, let's get Ableton up here first. And I need to actually shut down. I'm not going to bother saving this on the MPC. I'm just going to shut it down. And it's off. So SD card that has our content, plug it in, and I will show you the first thing I tend to do on live is I usually flip to the arranger view here when I'm dragging stuff in, and then I'll copy it out from here because I know everything is the same BPM. So first thing I'm going to do is dial this down to 96 BPM because I already know what the BPM of the track is, and if you're rendering out your own content, you should know. If you have BPM changes or other things going on, this can dramatically change some of the problem space here, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I know you can't see what I'm looking at on the SD card, but I am literally just going into, come in here, and we're just going to drag over each of these 2-bar elements, and you can immediately see, like, it's got warp turned on, and I would say if you're trying to do things with Ableton and you're dropping them in because you know you have stems, I would just turn it off so it's not doing anything weird in your arranger view. Because 9 times out of 10, I have found this is where it gives me a hard time. So we're then going to take next one. Let's go hi-hat, turn warp off. We'll go, next up is kick. And again, I'm just going to keep dropping these in over here to work with. And we'll listen to it shortly. But we got to get all this stuff over here. And I don't know if we have tails or not, but I got 4 more we need. warp off. So far, so good. Just nudge it into the right spot. Warp off. Apparently, we don't have any. Sometimes you get like mute groups and it'll do some of these things nicely for you. 2 more to go. Come on. Now getting like stuck in the Mac, not wanting to have the touchpad work for me. All right, we're on one more. And then we'll hear if this sounds okay. And so we know we got 2 bars. We're going to go pull that in so that this is actually what we have playing. We'll turn warp off on these. So if I come in and hit play now. Oh, I forgot to hit the. That's what it sounds without warp on. So you can hear like we've got like a couple notes here that are just playing out like we would for having a reverb or something. We'll go turn looping on though. So seems okay. I can see volumes like maybe flipping over here. Yeah, we're at like 1.45. Sorry. But what I will tell you, if I was to go do all of this again and pull it in the normal way, where we would grab it and then maybe the BPM's wrong up here. If like suppose it was like we left it at 120 and played it and dropped it in, it's going to start just auto detecting. Like it's going to look at like something like this. It doesn't know what the BPM is for this very well because there's only one note. In fact, as you can see here, now it says it's 124 BPM. If I turn warp on, all of a sudden things are going to start being in the wrong spot because it doesn't know. Like you can see, like we just slid this out and it's not. It doesn't sound like what we expected, and it's because like all these things are just lined up wrong. So I mean, my advice is typically going to be, get your values set as best you can, like this. Leave it at 96. We can then do turn warping off here. And you can see like this one, if I turn warping on, now it's fine. But before when it thought it was 124 BPM and I turned it off and then turned it back on, it went back and was like, oh, it's probably 96. Well, again, what I would do is come in and just do the command, what is it, E to split. I just split all these and then you can drag them back into your clip view if you want, and then go work with them from there, because this will make sure that everything just is lined up correctly and function the way that you want. Anyway, I feel like I just rambled for way too long, and you guys probably have other things to get back to. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the question, rehabilitation, and everybody else, keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.